Hello, hello, happy Monday. And what do we have today for our move of the week? Well, I thought today it would be a great day for us to do a bit of lower body tightening and toning. So I hope you guys are enjoying the new step lift sequence, and you know that part of it goes to the back. So I thought I'm going to share one of my big secret sauce moves to help you lift and tighten and tone and really get that brain body connection to how to work in this area, but with very small, deep movements. And that's the moves and the types of moves that we do in the original bar. And so this particular move or this group of moves have really helped me slim down in my hips and thighs really quickly. But as I'm doing this, because I'm going to detail it out for you, I want you to keep in mind that these are small, deep movements, and you're going to feel them a lot, okay? So you may not be able to do as many reps as I'm going to do here, even if you can just put yourself into the move and hold there. That isometric contraction will get deep into those deep muscles, and you're going to see a result just from that. So I hope you're on. I hope you're excited. I'm not seeing any comments yet, but hopefully I will. So if you happen to be on, send me a Y for yes, I'm on. And I'm just going to keep on moving. Let's get started. So this move is for back. We're going to do it to the back. So I'm going to have to turn. So you're going to have to see my booty the whole time, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and turn here. And I'm going to use this chair to be holding on. So you know I love using my booty kicker, but a chair or your kitchen cabinet or anything that you can just hold on to for a smooth surface is great. Thank you. I'm seeing a couple of people and I love that and I appreciate it. All right, so here's how we're going to do the move. You're going to be facing your chair, and you're going to start by putting your feet, I call it like a small V in a pie. So your heels will be together and your feet will be out maybe about 15 degrees, okay? So I think hopefully you can see my feet. I'm going to come up a little bit further. So a small pie. Now from here, I want you to just slightly bend those knees so they're both bent. And then you're going to do what we call a tilt. So you're going to put a hand on the belly, hand on the back, and you're going to tilt under, okay? You can draw the belly button in. Now, I'm going to start with this leg. And if you imagine that there's a clock around your body, you're going to be taking this leg out to the side and back to like a 5 o'clock and a 7 o'clock. So it's like out at a diagonal. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep my hip down. And I'm going to take that leg out and I'm going to go right to about my 5 o'clock, okay? So because the body always takes the path of least resistance, does it not? We have to keep checking in on the whole form where we're at. So at this point, my foot is there. You'll be able to feel it right in here. You'll know when you hit that sweet spot. So from here, I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to keep pulling my hip forward because you don't want it to turn back with the leg. My knee is bent, as you can see. I'm going to take my whole thigh bone and I'm going to rotate it out, an external rotation. So as soon as you do that, hip forward, rotate out. Ooh, you're going to feel it here. Now I'm going to relax my shoulders. I'm going to do a little bit more tilt again. And now I'm going to float my toes up off the ground. Now I'm telling you right here, do a tilt just up. That's almost all you need to do. You are going to feel it all in here. But for this move, you're going to take that leg that's lifted, you're going to straighten it out as much as you can, feel the intensity, rebend a little, touch the floor, and lift. So here we go. I'm going to rebend and tilt. So it's a lift. Straighten, bend, touch the floor, and lift. Stretch the leg, little bend, touch the floor, and lift. I'm just going to do 4. Stretch it, bend, touch floor, lift. Last one of those. Stretch it. Oh my goodness. Bend, touch floor, lift. And yes, you're feeling it in this leg too. Now, if you can still do more, keep the tilt in the hip forward, rotate it out at the knee, flex the foot, and then keep the hip down, tiny little lifts. Let's do 5, 4, 3, oh my goodness, 2, 1, and come out of it. Oh my goodness, if you're doing it with me, you are feeling that all in, especially in the standing leg. Isn't that weird? You'd think it'd be the other leg, and it is. But The standing leg's getting it. I'm going to turn around and we're going to do the other side. I'm going to keep detailing it out, okay? Small movements. Let's go. So heels are back together again. Small pie with the toes. We're bending those knees, giving ourselves the beautiful tilt. Shoulders, did I mention relaxing down? Yes. Take this leg now. Take it out and back. This one's the 7 o'clock. And then readjust. Hip forward, tilt it under, thigh bone externally rotated, and now you're going to float the toes off the floor. Again, just here is amazing. But to get more, you're going to stretch the leg, rebend, touch it to the floor and up. Straighten it, bend it, floor and lift. Stretch it, bend it, touch the floor and lift. Stretch it, bend it, touch floor and lift. How about one more? Stretch the floor, bend it, drop and lift, then flex. Now again, check in, hip down and forward, external rotation, shoulders relaxed, standing leg bent, tilt under. Let's go. 1. Let's go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come on out of it. Woo, 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 woo. And if you did that with me, oh my goodness, you are feeling it all in here. Yes, it works. Tighten and tones the sides. It will really help work right in here and really lift the booty. So I know, because I've had great personal success, and so have all the ladies that have been joining me in the original bar class. So I thought that would be a good one to do because of the 3-part series that I did on that new T-Tapp Step Lift sequence. So give me a why if you guys have seen that one or tried it. I want to know who's actually doing it. So part 1 that you're going to find, that one I just show you the move and I give you some good form tips for it. Number 2, video 2, I did it straight through without all the yapping, but no music. And the one I did today was, thank you, I'm seeing it, I love it, thanks for the yeses. I did it with music. How fun is that? I did a little bit of a reggae, so it wasn't real fast, so you could still focus on what you were doing, but anytime we can add a little rhythm, it not only helps your body, but it also helps that brain connect. So I did that and I thought, well, what could I do along with it was this particular move. Why? Because let me just give you a couple little tips for when we go to the back on that reset. I'm going to have to go back. I can see, the banner's going right, but you can see my feet, I think. So when we go to the back on the reset, okay, so you have the back, middle of the instep to the heel, and you do want to do a little knee bend. You're still pressing down, right? So thinking about, we'll go this way now, thinking about a bit of external rotation, not from the hips, but from the thigh bones. So it can really help to do this. You do need to have a little flexibility in your hips. That's where the somatic stretches come in, because you need to be able to have some rotation here. But once you're there, the weight is on that front foot. You're really pulling, doing a heel down, toe up. I would say flex, but it's really more that. And now as you go straight back, let me go to the side. I want you to feel that same kind of deep connection into that hip. So you're going out, you're not going to necessarily straighten the leg because it's going to keep a slight bend as you're back. But what you don't want to do is arch the back. See, some people think, oh, I need to get that leg far, so we arch the back, or we'll do something like this. It's very stable. I want you to keep thinking about keeping your tilt under and only going to where you can. As I'm watching to the side, I'm losing my balance. Here we go. So you can see I'm tilted, pulling my belly in. This is as far as I can go. I could straighten the leg if I wanted to. I know in some of the step lift series, right, Teresa does it this, and then she points. The same kind of thing, right? So you can certainly do that, or when you go to do your regular step lift series, really feel that tail under, stretch and bend, stretch and bend. But for this one, because we're going forward with that front foot, because it's more of a stepping whole sequence, right? So we're taking it out and then heel lift in the front. So it's a little bit more of that, but you can still feel that turnout at that hip and thigh. So I thought it would be really fun to do the step lift series this week as our move challenge. And so let's just say, at least on Monday today, since you still have time, you can at least do one of those. Just pick one of the videos and then maybe you'll do the music, and at least do it one set today, and maybe each day in the week we'll add a set, so that by the end, like Sunday, you'll be doing 7 sets of them, and that might be a lot, but you know what? If you have a little break and you got some music, I don't mean all at one time, but maybe like do 1 set while you're making your coffee, and maybe the second set before lunch or after lunch, so you could do it throughout the day. So I thought that might be kind of a fun challenge for us to do it. I will tell you, by the end of the week, you're gonna feel a bit of cinching in. You almost can't help it. So I hope that helped. Does anybody have any questions? Much like Kalinetics, absolutely. Well, Kalinetics is actually one of the closest bar workouts to the original. The lady that developed it, Callan Pickney, actually trained with Lottie Burke over there in London. And then when she came back here to the United States, she started Kalinetics. So it's very, very close. And I love Kalinetics. You see, it's all the same stuff. So if you've used it and loved it, me too. And it works. Such great stuff. Anybody else have anything else? Thanks for joining me, you guys. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Victoria and Jill. Yes, look for those moves. They're in the Facebook group. They're on my profile and on my business page. Part 1, part 2, part 3. And if that's too hard to find, you could just go to my YouTube channel, and they're right there as well. Could you possibly explain the difference between a turn out of the thigh and the hip? Oh, yeah, Julie, I can definitely explain that. Let me go back so you can see that. All right, so let's say I turn out my whole hip. That's turning it out at the hip, okay? And that will happen when you don't have flexibility and you don't have enough rotation, where you can't just see. I can move my whole thigh bone in my hip, and I'm not moving my hip because I have the rotation, ability to rotate. Okay, I'll do it on this side, same thing. When you don't, it's this. I'll give you another example. How about when you do your hoe downs, okay? And people watch this, the whole hip goes, okay? So there's no rotation. When you can keep your hip there and you're doing it, I'll go to the side. Now, my hip is not going back with me. My hip is staying there, but I'm able to rotate out to the side. And once you get that, that's when you're going to tighten and tone in here. Otherwise, you're just moving the whole thing. You're just doing this, and there's no activation in that area. So let me know if that helped you. Julie, give me a thumbs up, because if not, I can keep going. But I wanted to give you a few of those. Yes, you're so welcome. Thanks, Victoria. Thanks, girls. All right, well, listen, have a fantastic week. I'll see you in the group or on my page, and we will be step lifting away. I appreciate it. Have a beautiful evening. Take good care, you guys. Bye.